Kawaja, and I'm the founder and Chief Big Kid at Little Big Kids. Little Big Kids is the first US-based company to design and produce a wide range of Islamic lifestyle products for young kids. What this means is that we incorporate Islamic themes in a beautiful way into common, everyday products for young kids. These products include toys, games, storybooks, educational products, room decor, and more. Little Big Kids creates products with a specific focus on the 7 and under crowd. We currently offer a jigsaw puzzle, activity placemats, and our newest items launching in December, these beautifully designed Islamic-themed wall clocks for him and her. We have manufacturing in the US and China, and our products are sold by over 40 online and offline retailers, mostly in the US, but also include Canada, Singapore, and Japan. Our management team consists of 3 people. This me with a total of 11 years of professional experience, including a combined 7 years in manufacturing and new product development for a leading global consumer goods company, and more recently in financial risk management for a global advisory firm. Our co-founder and chief creative kid, Nadia Akram, has 9 years of classroom experience teaching secondary level mathematics with extensive training in using hands-on manipulatives for teaching. Our chief technology kid, Farouk Khawaja, has over 15 years of experience managing large-scale systems and projects for many respected firms in the financial services industry. Little Big Kids was born in 2007 with the goal of closing the gap between common mainstream products for kids and their Islamic equivalent in terms of quality, price, and appeal, and to do it in a thoughtful, creative, and fun way. This goal was really a reaction to what my wife and I saw in the market when searching for products for our own self. As parents, we wanted to buy products that had not only the charm and appeal that we could appreciate, but also carried a familiar look and feel that our son could relate to. We just didn't find that in the market. Instead, what we found were more often than not were products like this. Now I'm just going to pick on this one product for a minute to make my point. This is a jigsaw puzzle that's intended for the 3 and over audience. But as you can see, it's tiny, 14 inches by 20 inches, and it's cluttered with unnecessary text that young kids at that age couldn't read anyway. It also has 60 small puzzle pieces, making it more difficult than necessary to put together. Basically, the common theme that we noticed across many of the products was that the range of products in the market was limited. Products were not well designed from an aesthetic and functional perspective. There just wasn't a good balance between quality and price. As a comparison, this is our jigsaw puzzle. It's intentionally large at 2 feet by 3 feet and contains 24 jigsaw pieces. Those are perfect for those tiny hands. It's also clean with bold lettering. And all that text, well, that's appropriately placed on the back of the box as a reference for the parents. And this information is in both Arabic and English. It's these thoughtful, creative, and fun aspects of our products that we believe the American Muslim consumer wants and can benefit from. So who is our customer? Our core customer falls into the sweet spot of the American Muslim market that everybody's been talking about today. He or she is a young parent between the ages of 24 and 39 with young kids. However, we've also seen a strong interest in our market and our products from basically anyone with a child in their life, especially the young and excited aunts and uncles and the very proud grandparents. I've been giving them 1 minute's time. To satisfy the current and pending demand from the growing market, we'll continue to create innovative product designs, but we will also leverage the brand and talent of well-known Muslim artists like Peter Gould from Australia and others to create unique and exclusive products not found anywhere else. Challenges. Our biggest challenge to date has been distribution. Early on, we assumed that we could leave the selling to distributors who would then sell to retailers, but we soon learned that this distribution infrastructure did not exist and for our product category at any meaningful level in the US. So what we're left with is a highly fragmented market made up of mostly mom and pop type shops and schools that are spread over a handful of cities across the US. Although they serve an important function, these mom and pop outlets are unable to properly represent our brand. Going forward, our strategy involves directly engaging the customer in many ways. This includes an updated and rebranded website. You can see it on the homepage here. Providing relevant and providing meaningful. Okay, let me just close it up. Our priority over the next 3 years is to rapidly expand our product line, increase our marketing efforts, and to raise brand awareness. and to enter new markets. We're currently exploring partnering with the right investors to take Little Big Kids to the next level. Thank you.
Stay up there, please. And I'd like to introduce Sadiq Fareed, the dear friend and CEO of Edible Arrangements. What a wonderful company it is, and he's just an amazing role model and entrepreneur that I've always respected. So, Sadiq, you've got 2 minutes to ask clarifying questions.
Thank you very much. I tell you, one big advantage, I mean, Adnan is the Chief Halal Officer, and then we have now Chief Big Kid. You know, I'm telling you, I'm really in the wrong business, because if I had to associate with the product, I'd be a Chief Fruit or something. Right? That wouldn't work out good, so Adnan, we got it good. So, this AMCC, we're maybe onto something. So, great, this is a great presentation. I have a question. Some of those products, that product that you showed, the very cluttered mat, was that your product, or was that a product of someone else? Okay, so the biggest challenge I see, and I was actually involved in something similar to this with Mamze Shakir a while ago, when we were trying to take him kind of mainstream, and we were trying to put a business spin on some of the things that he was doing, because some of the things he was doing, there was a lot of cost involved. The knockoff part was amazing, especially within the Muslim community. You know, so my thing is just the way you knock somebody's mat off. What would prevent somebody from doing the same thing to yours? So that's one thing, because the intellectual property part is a real challenge within the Muslim community, especially the respect part of it, especially those mom and pops that you're talking about. And then, you know, I think, you know, you may be focused strictly on the Muslim. I think with your name, you may be onto something where you could probably broaden it a little bit and go out to, you know, the non-Muslim market as well, because they're looking for very sensible products. I know people that want to teach Arabic who are not even Muslim. They want to teach Arabic. My daughter speaks Spanish from learning from Dora, you know, just by watching cartoons. So why not, you know, why not the start of a market like that? So I think you need to broaden your horizon just a bit on that. And is this a full-time project for all three of you?
No.
Is this? No. And I will tell you, and I'm proof for that. Unless you make something a full-time project, you know, you haven't burnt your bridges. It'll never be successful. So you're going to need to be a chief full-time kid.
Actually, that's not yet.
10 seconds.
Okay, so I got 10 seconds. I was actually London now, so you didn't need to do that. So, and then beyond that, you know, I think that's the only thing that, you know, focusing on, you know, putting some time into creativity and everything. And, you know, it's hard to give analysis or give feedback when you don't see the whole picture. There may be a lot of things you know that you're working on that are amazing. And, you know, I think the market is humongous, so there's a lot of room for it. So I think it would be very successful. Just focus on it.
Thank you, Alex. Okay, you can chime in. So, Omar, that's one question I had, was on the full-time and part-time. What are the amount of SKUs you have right now?
Pardon?
The amount of products?
Well, these two new wall products, it'll be 5.
5 products. What is the average sales price per product, the SRP?
I would say 15.
What are your average gross margins per SKU?
Talking about retail or wholesale?
Wholesale.
Wholesale, I can get 50%.
Have you been able to get that?
Yes.
How long have you been out there in the market?
Since 2007.
Can you give us a rough range? You don't have to give us exact numbers of your sales dollars?
That's actually not a good indicator or anything, and you know, it's really
I mean, is it over 2 million? Is it over 10 million? Is it under 1 million?
I wish I could speak that large, but it's
okay.
not. It's
how many co-packers do you have?
Co-packers?
How many, do you produce your products yourself, or do you buy them?
Manufacturers that.
So how many manufacturers do you have?
Right now, 3.
And what are the locations of those 3? Are they in the U.S., Singapore, Japan?
US and China.
Okay. What is the average freight per case or per unit for 2 distribution points?
Depends on the product.
Okay. Give me a range.
Alright, so I think in the middle of the road, it's like $8, $9.
Okay. Per unit or per case?
Per unit.
And how many distributors do you currently have?
Well, retailers have 40. Or more than 40.
Retailers, those are retail outlets?
Retail outlets, yes.
Okay. And why are you looking at Walmart as a launch? And what is a TPR, what is the discount Walmart's asking you for?
Well, Walmart was maybe a year ago, and that was 35% that they wanted. And they wanted.
Have you looked at community stores then?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, and is that more focused for you now?
No.
Okay, thank you.
And you thought you were nervous before this interview.
So we could summarize that if you want to give a 1 minute summary, and then I'll give a 1 minute summary, and then we can have Q&A from.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a market for it. There's definitely a market for it, and you see that. But the only thing is, I think you're going to have to invest yourself before you invest any money. And if you were presenting this to anyone who's going to invest in it, they're going to look at how invested you are. So from that point, products, sometimes products are easy, but actually bringing to market all the other things similar to the questions that Han just asked, that's the tough part. I think, I read about the team that you have. You guys are great. I think you have enormous amounts of talent. I would just broaden the horizon a little bit. This market is only going to grow. Just keep going, but just know the numbers. I think those things are very, very important. When you hesitate on things like that, that becomes an issue. Understand that more than anything else before you get into it.
Thanks, Adi. And who's going to say this? Yeah, I think certainly, I think you really have to be full-time. You can't, my opinion is as an entrepreneur that as risky as it is, as nerve-wracking as it is, you really have to do this 24/7. That's my first point, as I said earlier. The other thing is, and I don't mean this to single you out on this, because I was actually looking for this in all the presentations, but none of them had a pro forma financial analysis, and I'm not looking for some MBA, deck to Excel sheet, but certainly just a simple 1 or 2 pager outlining what your goals are financially, where your margins are, how are you going to approach those would be helpful. And I think your team needs to sit down, maybe they have already, and look at that and really drill down on that. And then I would look at your comparables against Fulla, Dolls, Learning Roots, Desi Dolls. I would go look at other peer comparables and really dig in and find out what their metrics are. And then look at the ones like Wild Planet Toys and others that I used to do advice for that actually go out beyond just the Muslim market, as I would say. We'll open it up now, 3 minutes for Q&A. Questions?
Oh, sure. Actually, I just wanted to respond to some of the points, perhaps. On that slide that I kind of breezed through was really hitting on that point where I realized, and our team realized that we need to do this full time, and that's why we're at a point right now where we're looking for investors and partners to rapidly increase our product line and do this on a full-time basis. I think initially launching a few products, I think was good to learn the market, understand what it is we really want to do as a company, and we're at that point now. So we're launching a new website, we're having a new product coming out. So I think we're at that junction right now. We do have those numbers, I just didn't present them here. We do have a view on what we can expect, what our market is in the US. We certainly have some sort of idea based on other sales. Full is a big player in the market, and they spend just $100 million on advertising alone on the Full brand. So the market is tremendous, and just one thing I want to say is that we focus on the young kids, and the reason why I started this is actually on the target market. Me and my wife, we have young kids, and the problem in the market really was, and I touched upon this, is that nobody's really focusing on the young kids. They are, but they really don't get it right in terms of functionality, and they're not hitting us, the American consumers in particular. So from that perspective, I think the market is wide open for the really young ones. Even Full is 7 and above.
So what are their sales approximately,
Full is? Oh, they're a private company, but I know they spent $100 million just on marketing, just the Full doll itself. So you just multiply that, I suppose.
It's not big today, it will be big one day. It all depends on how long you stick to it, and then maybe all 3 of you don't need to be full-time, but somebody needs to be full-time. Somebody needs to make this their income, and then it will get somewhere.
So Mashallah, I think you have a tremendous niche and opportunity because our Ummah is really asking for this, and there's also a broader American American demographic that's asking for values-based toys. There's a couple of different models, like I mentioned, Wildplan and others that have been very successful doing that. So I think you have a bright future ahead of you. I'm just challenging and being devil's advocate to make sure you sort of sharpen your tools.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for everything.